Good morning, everybody. I am Rajeshwari from CPC Government Polytechnic, Mysuru. I am going to present the session 7 of Unit 1, the hydroelectric and thermal power plant. This session contents of this session are: first one, the line diagram of the thermal power plant. Second one, the working of the thermal power plant. Third one, the general layout of the thermal power plant. Fourth one, the main components of a thermal power plant. And fifth one, the comparison between the hydroelectric power station and thermal power station. Next one is the test, which consists of the multiple choice question. The contents will be what? The line diagram and working of thermal power plant, the general layout of the thermal power plant, and the main components of the thermal power plant, and the comparison between the hydroelectric and thermal power station. Then the test consists of the MCQ, that is the multiple choice questions. First, let us consider the line diagram of a thermal power plant, which consists of the boiler, steam turbine, alternator, and the condenser. The line diagram of the thermal power plant consists of what? The boiler, steam turbine, alternator, and the condenser. That is, to the boiler, the coal is fed to the boiler, and also the air is fed to the boiler, and in the boiler the combustion of the coal takes place. That is, the coal combines with air to give the heat energy, and from the condenser the water from the river is also fed to the boiler. That is, what are the quantities to be fed to the boiler? That is the coal, air, and the water from the river. And the coal and the air combines to give the heat energy, and this combines with the water combines with the heat energy of the coal to give the steam. What is that? That is the water combines with the heat energy of coal in the boiler to give the steam, and this steam is fed to the steam turbine. In the steam turbine, steam expands. What is that? That is in the steam produced in the boiler is fed to the steam turbine, and in the steam turbine the steam expands, and the exhaust steam, that is the steam in the steam expands and converts into what? The mechanical energy. It is in the steam turbine the steam expands and converted into mechanical energy. The exhausted steam is passed on to the condenser. The exhausted steam is passed on to the condenser, where it is cooled, and again it is used for the purpose of the production of the steam in the boiler. That is, the exhaust steam is passed on to the condenser and then to the boiler, and it is used again and again. The steam turbine is coupled to the alternator by the coupling. Therefore, when the steam expands and develops the mechanical energy, that will be fed to the alternator, and that mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy or electrical power. The line diagram shows the conversion of the heat energy into electrical energy. That is, the steam is produced in the boiler by using the coal, air, and water, and the steam produced is passed on to the steam turbine, where steam expands and it will be converted into mechanical energy. And this mechanical energy is coupled to the what? Mechanical energy is fed to the alternator. The turbine is coupled to the alternator and the mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy. The exhaust stream from the steam turbine is passed on to the condenser. The exhaust stream from the steam turbine is passed on to the condenser and where it is cooled and again passed on to the what? The boiler for the reuse. Next one is the working of a thermal power plant. How this thermal power plant works. The thermal power plant converts heat energy of coal into electrical energy. Here the steam is produced in the boiler by utilizing the heat of the combustion. The wet steam from the boiler is dried in the superheater. The steam is then expanded in the steam turbine which causes the turbine to rotate. The steam turbine in turn rotates the alternator. It converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. The exhaust steam from the steam turbine is condensed in a condenser and is fed to the boiler again. That is, what is the working of the thermal power plant or how the thermal power plant works. That is, in the thermal power plant, heat energy of coal is converted into electrical energy. Here, the steam is produced in the boiler by utilizing the heat of the coal on combustion. The wet steam from the boiler is dried in a superheater. The steam is then expanded in the steam turbine which causes the turbine to rotate. The turbine is in turn coupled to the alternator. Therefore, the mechanical energy of the steam turbine is converted into electrical energy and then it is fed to the consumer. The condensed steam or the exhaust steam from the steam turbine is condensed and then again passed on to the boiler. Now this is the general layout of the thermal power plant. It consists of the coal storage, coal handling plant, ash storage and ash handling plant. This is known as the fuel system and then the boiler in which the steam is produced and then the air preheater, economizer and superheater. The air is supplied by the forced draught fan to the air preheater and that air is passed on to the boiler. And the economizer is which supplies the feed water to the boiler from the feed water pump. The superheater, what is the function of the superheater? The superheater, in the boiler, the steam produced is wet, therefore it is get superheated in the superheater. The turbine converts the steam into mechanical energy and the alternator is coupled to the turbine and it is what? It converts the mechanical energy to electrical energy and then it is passed on to the busbar, transformers and isolators. And the cooling water system is provided by the condenser cooling water. The exhaust steam from the turbine is passed on to the condenser where it is condensed and again passed on to the cooling tower to the reuse. The main components of the thermal power plant is the fuel system. The fuel system consists of the coal storage, coal handling plant and ash storage and ash handling plant. The fuel system consists of the coal storage, coal handling and ash storage. The coal is transported to the power station by road or rail and stored in the coal storage, and then it is passed on to the coal handling plant where it is pulverized, that is it is crushed into small pieces, then it is passed on to the boiler. The pulverizing or crushed into small pieces increases the surface area of the coal, which helps in the rapid combustion without using the large quantity of air. This pulverized coal is fed to the boiler through the belt conveyor. The coal is burnt in the boiler and ash is produced. After the combustion, the ash produced is passed on to the ash handling plant, then to the ash storage plant for the disposal. Now, the next part is the boiler. Boiler is a closed vessel in which water is converted into steam at high pressure. At high pressure and temperature by utilizing the heat of coal on combustion. The flue gases from the boiler make their journey through superheater, economizer, and air preheater, and finally exhausted to the atmosphere through the chimney. Next one is the superheater. The steam produced by the boiler is wet and it is passed through the superheater where it is dried and superheated. The superheater consists of group of tubes made up of special alloy steel. These tubes are heated by the heat of the flue gases during their journey from the furnace to the chimney. The heated tubes convert the wet steam into dry steam. The superheater increases the overall efficiency of the plant. It also avoids the corrosion of the turbine blade. Next one is the boiler furnace. The next one is it is a chamber which provides the support and enclosure for the combustion of the coal to liberate energy. Next is the economizer. The economizer is a feed water heater. It derives the heat from the flue gases to heat the feed water. The feed water from the economizer is then fed to the boiler. Next is air preheater. The air preheater increases the temperature of the air supplied for the coal burning by deriving the heat from the flue gases. Next one is the draught system. The main purpose of the draught system is to supply air to the furnace and to take away the flue gases from the boiler through the chimney. The draught system uses forced draught fan for supplying air to the furnace and induced draught fan for exhausting the flue gases through the chimney. Next one is the steam turbine. The dry and superheated steam is fed to the steam turbine through the main valve. The heat energy of the steam when passing over the blade of the turbine is converted into mechanical energy. The next one is the alternator. The steam turbine is coupled to the alternator. The alternator converts the mechanical energy of the turbine into electrical energy. The electrical output of the alternator is fed to the bus bar via transformer, circuit breaker and isolator. Next one is the feed water system. The condensate from the condenser is used as feed water to the boiler. The feed water on the way to the boiler is heated by the feed water heater and the economizer. The next one is the cooling arrangement. The cooling arrangement consists of the condenser and the cooling tower. The condenser condenses the exhaust steam from the turbine and the natural source of water is from the rivers, canal and lakes is circulated. The lakes is circulated in the condenser to condense the steam. The circulating water in the condenser takes up heat of the exhaust steam and becomes hot. This hot air from the condenser is passed on to the cooling tower where it is cooled. The cold water from the cooling tower is reused in the condenser to condense the steam. That means the components of the steam, that is the components consist of the fuel system, means the coal storage, coal handling, ash storage, ash handling. The coal supplied to the coal storage is supplied to the coal handling where it is pulverized and then passed on to the boiler. And into the boiler, the hot air is supplied to the air preheater. That is, the first to this, the air is supplied by the forced draught fan, and the feed water is supplied to the boiler from the feed water pump through the economizer. And here the boiler, the combustion of the fuel takes place and ash is produced. That ash is passed on to the what? The ash handling equipment, then to the ash storage for the disposal. And in the boiler, the steam produced is wet, therefore it is passed on to the superheater to get the superheated steam. And this steam is passed on to the turbine, where in the steam turbine, where steam expands and converts into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy is passed on to the alternator, where mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy and passed through the bus bar through a transformer, isolators and circuit breakers. And the exhaust stream from the turbine is again passed on to the condenser, where it is condensed and passed through the cooling tower and again passed to the what? The feed water pump to the economizer and boiler for the reuse. This is the principle of working of the thermal power plant. Next is the comparison of between the hydroelectric power plant and the thermal power plant. First one is, it uses potential energy of water at high head to generate electrical energy. It is in the hydroelectric power plant, the water head should be high to generate electrical energy. In the thermal power plant, it uses the combustion of the coal to generate heat energy of the combustion of the coal to generate electrical energy. It uses, second one, in hydroelectric power plant, it is uses a renewable source of energy, that is water. In thermal power plant, it uses non-renewable source of energy, that is coal. That is when it is gets heated, it will be exhausted. The third one is the plant is clean and does not pollute the environment. Since the water is used as a fuel, the plant is clean and does not pollute the environment. In the thermal power plant, when the coal burns, fumes, smokes and ashes will be produced and that will be pollutes the environment. In the hydroelectric power plant, the initial cost is very high because of the construction of the dam and the erection of the power plant. It is due to the construction of the dam and the erection of the power plant, the initial cost is high. In the thermal power plant, initial cost is less than that of the hydroelectric and the nuclear power plant. In the hydroelectric power plant requires a large space because of the construction of the reservoir, but the space required is less when compared to the hydroelectric power plant in the thermal power plant. The running cost and the maintenance cost is less in the hydroelectric power plant because here the water is used. In the thermal power plant, the running cost and the maintenance cost is very high. In the thermal power plant can be started instantly, but the hydroelectric power plant can be started instantly, but the thermal power plant requires a lot of time for starting, that is the combustion time. Next one is the plant is robust, that is the plant is strong and the life of the plant is more. Here in the thermal power plant, the plant is less robust and hence the life of the plant is low when compared to the hydroelectric power plant. And the ninth one is the power generation is less when compared to the thermal power plant and the power generation is high in the thermal power plant. The power generation is less in the hydroelectric power plant when compared to the thermal power plant, and the power generation is high in the case of the thermal power plant. These are the some of the comparison between the hydroelectric power plant and the thermal power plant. In this session, there are some multiple choice questions. It is first one is the major heat loss in a thermal power station occurs. The major heat loss in a thermal power station occurs in first one. The first option is heat chamber. Second one is penstock. Third one is spillways. Fourth one is condenser. That is the major heat loss in this thermal station occurs in condenser. That is the answer is A. The second one is the advantages of using pulverized coal include option A, higher boiler efficiency, option B, easy and complete combustion, option C, low air requirement, option D, all of these. It is the advantages of using pulverized fuel include higher boiler efficiency, easy and complete combustion, low air requirement. In a third one, in a thermal power plant, the feed waters and superheater, feed water heater, superheater and air preheaters are mainly used to have a option A, have a better dust removed in the plant. Second option, have a better ash removal in the plant. Third one, the increase efficiency of the plant. D, none of these. In a thermal power plant, feed water heater and superheater and preheaters are mainly used to increase the efficiency of the plant. Fourth one, in a thermal power plant, the pressure of working cycle is developed by option A, condenser, option B, superheater, option C, feed water pump, option D, turbine. In a thermal power plant, the pressure of the working cycle is developed by C, that is feed water pump. Fifth one, for the proper combustion of the fuel in a thermal power plant, a proper circulation of air is also needed. The same is provided with the help of option A, draft fan, option B, economizer, option C, condenser, option D, cooling water. For the proper combustion of the fuel in a thermal power plant, a proper circulation of air is also needed. The same is provided with the help of a draft fan. The sixth one is a condenser in a thermal power plant condenses steam coming out of the option A, boiler, option B, turbine, option C, economizer, option D, superheater. A condenser in a thermal power plant condenses the exhaust steam coming out of the turbine. The superheater is employed to option A, removes moisture from the vapors, or option B, increases the temperature of the vapors, option 3, heat the feed water. Which of the given statement is incorrect? That is the option A is the option C is incorrect. That is 1 and 2, remove moisture from the vapors and heat the feed water. Eighth one, in a steam power plant, which of the following compounds needs more maintenance? That is option A, condenser, option B, boiler, option C, turbine, option D, coal carrying system, and the answer is B, that is the boiler. In a steam power plant, the following compounds needs, the boiler needs more maintenance. The ninth one is economizer of boiler as a function of the option A, heating up incoming water with excess steam, heat up the pulverized fuel by exhaust gas, heat up the incoming air by exhaust gas. Fourth one, heat up the incoming water by the exhaust gas. Economizer of boiler as a main function of heat up the incoming water by the exhaust gas. In a superheater, the pressure, option A, pressure rises and temperature drops. Option B, temperature rises and pressure drops. Option C, temperature rises and pressure remains unchanged. Option D, pressure rises and remain the same. It is in a superheater, the temperature rises and pressure remains unchanged. These are the some of the multiple choice question in this session. And now coming to the assignment question, there are some questions are the first one, explain the working of a thermal power plant. Explain the working of a thermal power plant with a line diagram. Second one, explain with a neat scale the general layout of the thermal power plant. Explain with a neat scale the general layout of the thermal power plant. Third one, compare the thermal power plant with hydroelectric power plant. What are these? Once again I will repeat the assignment question. First one, explain the working of thermal power plant. Second one, explain with a neat sketch the general layout of the thermal power plant. Third one, compare thermal power plant with hydroelectric power plant. And the next one is the student activity. The student activity given to this session is each student has to submit at least 3 pages of self-handwritten report covering the topic regarding the visit to the thermal power plant. The suggested activity in this session is each student has to submit at least 3 pages of self-handwritten report covering the topic regarding the visit to the thermal power plant. For this is about the thermal power plant work function and the multiple choice question assessment and student activity. For this chapter, we have to refer some books, that is the electric power generation, transmission and distribution of the S.M. Singh in second edition, and also the generation, distribution and utilization of electrical energy of third edition of C.L. Wadhwa, and principles of power system of fourth edition by V.K. Mehta, Rohit Mehta, S. Chand. That is you have to refer some of the books, and I will repeat once again: the electric power generation, transmission and distribution of second edition of S.M. Singh, the generation, distribution and utilization of electrical energy, third edition of C.L. Wadhwa, and the fourth edition of the principle of power system by V.K. Mehta, Rohit Mehta, S. Chand. Thank you.